Good morning, everybody. It's August 18th, 6:20 in the morning at the city of Temple, the Rising Phoenix, whatever. It's all goofy shit anyways. Yeah, I'm an American. I like having fun with the city names. I mean, I live in Phoenix. It's the rise. That's the bird that rises from the ashes. I mean, let's check this out for a sec. Check this out for a second. Imagine being independently wealthy because of, forces outside of my control, generational wealth, whether it's one side, two sides, both sides of the family. Because I know there's a lot of people out there already that have, certain attributes. And there's also some people that really work their asses off to have what people call fuck you money. I mean, that's literally what it's called. You made enough money so where you can just put it, you talk to a financial advisor and they put whatever into the bank and then you just live off of interest rates. That's about average income, or it's usually above average annual income that goes up with inflation. Now, inflation states that our economy is unstable, or there wouldn't be inflation or deflation, it would just be stable. And then you would just be able to just be like, that's what you'd get on a regular basis. You just have a flat rate. But, those are topics that I wanted to throw at you guys real quick. So anyways, imagine that type of situation. Now you'd have someone that manages it, there'd be rules, there'd be this and that, it's just because it's something from somebody else. Now, mind you, that anybody knows anything about me knows that I'm a go-getter. When I write out the word goals, it's Goall. I add an extra L, as in go alls. That's the goals. Yeah, go alls. Go all ins. Jump in. Now, one of my favorite entrepreneur heroes type whatever, not idolizing, not whatever. I mean, by technical definition, he is qualified as a hero. Elon. Now, one of the things that he said when he was starting his companies, etc., was that starting a business is like staring down the abyss while eating glass. When my dad was in the hospital checking out, whether he should get a heart replacement surgery or a new high-tech gadget for his ticker. My response to that was, so you have breakfast and an activity. Sounds like a great idea. I thought it was great. It is exactly like that, and you got to eat first before you do your activity. That way you don't, that way you can actually get things done. So, anyways, what was I at? So now imagine being set up, and and knowing that I have, knowing that's funding for, a lot of people, that get that, they become spoiled brats. They're mean. They have an ugly personality. They're partying all the time. Maybe they're trying to double it on the stock market or flip a few houses or whatever. Well, when your role models growing up are people like Benjamin Franklin, who ripped lightning out of the sky with the kite and key. Now, as a biologist, I'm more than interested. Now anybody who's known me, my last girlfriend was an astrophysicist. So the joke that I've always told myself to cheer up would be, what would it be like if the wife was on the other end as you're going down? You'd have what kind of a baby would you get from a lightning strike? That's a science question. It's a biologist. I love biology. That's why I study ecology, living systems as a whole, and individuals, how the micro, the macro, this and there, and everything like that. And And that's where the multiplanetary ideology comes in. Because we gotta believe it, we gotta think it, we gotta understand it. Because you think it, then you're like, okay, well, that's plausible. I mean, we do have 75 years. That's 75 years. What can we do in that time? Do you guys want to waste it? Okay, well, anyways, I'm getting all distracted. So imagine now about the Rise of the Phoenix. Now imagine having that. You're in the middle of a patent, and these things are expensive. I mean, like 20, 30 grand type shit. And imagine you're working on this, and you spent 20, 30 years of just basic research and development, and just working on an idea here and there, since I was a kid, and finally cracked the code, finally make something really cool, because I really want to get recycling. I think people being able to recycle, make stuff on their own, in their own backyard, how we used to do back in the olden days. I mean, people used to make shit with their own bare hands. So I'm in the middle of making a doohickey to do exactly that, to turn common resources or trash that would get thrown all over the place, pick up in truck miles, be transferred to 20 different countries and all kinds of stuff by the boatloads, and then they break, and then they call contamination, whatever. So in order to prevent all that nonsense from happening, which is a threat to, society, because that's jobs and everything like that, but take in consideration that we got robots coming around the corner. And if we're going to have robots going to be doing the grunt work anyways, we're going to want to have a peaceful, loving ideology that's going to work for all of us. Now, my company's name is Gaia's Empowerment Center. And Gaia, it's the Earth Spirit. It's a general idea of just being more productive. It's like, hey, we got better ideas. So imagine working on your goals. Empowerment, self-explanatory. So imagine working on your goals to accomplish, a better world, so we can be on multi-planets, and get, not because we're trashing this one, but because the process that it takes to clean up and make responsible choices, just those positive mental habits and actions alone is going to stimulate curiosity. Because now you're being curious, you're being proactive, you're being productive, instead of being paranoid, angry, and hateful, which is where these flock cameras are coming in. Which is why there was 80% success rate on the vaccination. 80% of a country who brags about freedom willfully got their vaccine. You're going to argue, sure. Oh, we would have lost our jobs. Why didn't you? If you're going to call yourself brave, you're going to say yourself American, you're going to talk that stuff, then why is 80% without a bullet being fired? Or better yet, there was actual agencies sending people information to cause these so-called peaceful riots as they burned down various parts of cities. Like that ex-girlfriend that had a PhD in astrophysics. Yeah, she wanted me to babysit her cat as she went over to protest in D.C. about the Trump crotch grabbing thing. I'm like, are you kidding me? And she literally said, hey, I want to make sure that there's all this and that, and she popped it out, busted out the news thing. I'm like, you are a scientist. I am an organic scientist, which means I do boots on the ground. And we have talked, the reason why you're a physicist and the reason why I'm a biologist is that you can't handle the emotional stress of it. And I can't sit on my ass staring down, doing that on the computer. So, we got the best of both worlds, because that's what it takes. You got to have teamwork. I can't do everything. And so you basically hire your weakness. You date your weakness. That's why opposites attract, male, female. That's how you procreate. That's how you integrate. That's why America's the land of the mutts, which is amazing. Yes, I am wearing my defund the IRS. Since in, 1890. In 1890, what was it? It was considered unconstitutional for income tax And then 1913 happens, and what was it? Oh, Albert Einstein wanted to move over to the United States, and the United States denied him twice. And then the guy goes, why would I want to, and then he almost moved to a different, I mean, you can check that part out in history. But one of the things he literally said this to, J. Edgar Hoover. How does working for the government prevent tyranny? I mean, how great is that? Okay, so anyways, so imagine working on your next goal, imagine doing all that, and you got your own funding, just like a good scientist, except mine's not from government, mine's not from this, mine's just from natural resources of blood. Am I happy? No, I wish I earned it, but since I have it, I'm not going to complain, and I'm going to try to use it for the best I can. And so far, starting a business, learning more chemistry, basically buying more books and doing the homework for the last couple of years. Now imagine you're about ready to make this, you're about ready to drop down and make an agreement that's going to cost about like $1,200 or whatever for the next 4 months, 6 months for this patent idea, which would be awesome if the president would pick it up and autograph it. That would be so awesome. I would love to have a presidential autograph document in my name on it. That'd be so cool. Oh man. Anyways, so recycling is pretty cool. I mean, it's like you can do this at home and save all the trucks and resources, and it would naturally drop. I mean, then again, you'll have to find more jobs, but hey, you know what? That's what gets the mind thinking. That's the whole purpose of this can liquefier, personal recycler. So anyways, imagine going that, and now you're expecting payday, and the money's not there. So I'm like, okay, well, this thing's been reliable forever, and so I go look for the number to find so I can call this guy up and be like, dude, what the hell? I'm like, maybe there's an error, maybe there's something simple, no big deal. Well, it turns out they thought that I was dead. Yeah, eyes X'd out, like body, like I'm in the morgue type thing. Here's the death certificate. This was the holiday season, like 2 years ago. Or last year. No, it was 2 years ago. So this was the holiday season. And for some reason, I didn't have my car at the time, because it's been, there's been 3 years where I didn't have my car for one reason or another. I'm not going to play the victim card, but 90% of government employment is crimes against the country and qualified as treason, domestic terrorism, and genocide, because you're actively hunting and destroying American lives. So anyways, or culture, civilization. So now I'm like, are you kidding me? So I go find the dude's number, call the guys up. I mean, these are, professionals of the highest order. I don't like dealing with them. So, I mean, that's professionalism that I just don't want to deal with. I mean, I have respect the career. I mean, I'm just not that professional, plain and simple. And there's other people, like the Rocket Man knows, that professionalism, holy shit. You go for a walk and you got 27 emails. I'm like, are you employing me? Are you like, I'm 300 grand an hour. I'm 300 grand. My service is 300 grand because my job is to make to make things run smoother. And then he goes public like 3 months later. So I'm happy with that. That just confirms my value, which is the reason what I'm talking about. So imagine, and then imagine talking to your finance dude, and he goes, "Oh, we thought you were dead." Just nonchalant, no care, no give a shit. And just nonchalant. "Oh, we thought you were dead." Well, now that we know that you're alive, like, yeah, of course I'm alive. I'm in the middle of a book. I'm in the middle of a recycling thing. Start talking about my projects, and it's just like yawn, yeah, whatever. So no respect, nothing like that. And like, well, at least we know you're alive, and that's it. And then that was the end of the conversation. I'm like, wow. So Just because people have their own personal finances and everything like that, doesn't mean shit. You know? So, and for the Charlie Kirk fans, I respect that guy. I really do. I would have sold him. I wanted to sell him, the can liquefier, and we could have been teammates and stuff like that. But the book, The Pagan Threat, and knowing all of that, and experiencing, seeing that stuff actually happen, along with all the other near attempts. I don't care who you are. It doesn't matter. So, you guys can call me crazy, call me whatever you want. Flagstaff, you piece of shit. The lawyer, don't worry, I'll post a text on that later today. You guys want to question people have been questioning my sanity when they should be questioning my work ethic, because I'm a champion by nature. So the name of my book is The Science of Spirituality Turbo Workbook Edition, and it does use quantum mechanics, particle physics, psychology. Alright, and then I'm over at the coffee donut shop, so I'm gonna go work on the book right now. But yeah, the seeing the chaos season and people dipping and dodging and stuff like that. People have tried to kidnap me. They got my cousin, and that was a while ago. He also was a piece of shit, tried to betray me, steal my business, etc. It's been hell. But the thing is, keep an open heart, always love more, and remember what I showed you last time. Unlock your heart. This is how you unlock your heart. Alright? We got this. Remember, Project Brave New World is humanity being on 3 different planets in 75 years. NASA did a study on 1,600 children in the late 1960s. 98% of these children, ages from 3 to 5, qualified as creative geniuses. Pretty much the people that they sent to the moon. Alright? And then they concluded, you can look this up on Google, NASA study in 1960s on genius students, genius kids. Alright? By about 10 years old, 30% drop. By 21, it was only 2%. Alright? So anyways, I have been robbed. I have had a lot of horrible things happen, and people still want to cause trouble in my life. These flock cameras are an embarrassment. It's Brave New World. We don't, the purpose of the Second Amendment is to keep government fearful and not be scared of government. 80% of the United States got the government vaccine. How many people have gotten that? Hey, go fuck yourself over there. Go fuck yourself. I know. Why don't you go have ice in your coffee? You have nothing intelligent to say. I'm busy. You want to hear what's causing that? Here. That guy that's making that obnoxious noise, I'm just sitting out here trying to have a polite conversation. Oh, look it. Oh, go figure. It has a government thing. I'm busy right here. Why are you honking the horn? I'm busy making a video. Suck a dick. Suck a dick. You're the one honking the horn. You're the one honking the horn.